the Light. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Thorfire PF01. Really quick before we get into it, if you haven't yet, go ahead and click the button to subscribe. I believe they moved it right down here. And also you can follow me on Facebook right up here, and that way you can keep up to date with the latest reviews and videos. So, the PF01 is a rather small flashlight. It comes in this cardboard box, and it has the specifications printed on the side here, and this was sealed when I received it. I've opened it up already and began testing, so that's why that's open. We'll go ahead and open it up and take a look. Inside, you get the flashlight itself, the spare O-ring, and the instruction manual, and that's what comes in the box there. So, the PF01 uses the Cree XPE emitter. You can see it right down there. It's a pretty small emitter here. It doesn't put out as much light as some of the larger emitters, but being a smaller source, it is easier to focus. So with this being such a small light, it has a small reflector, and having a small emitter as well means it has a chance of focusing most of that light. So it's not going to be super floody like you see some smaller lights. It still has a little bit of focusing, so a little bit of throw to it. Not a lot, but a little bit. You can see it also has the textured reflector there that helps even out the beam and removes most of the beam artifacts that you might see that cause just a little bit of throw. You can see it's got a crenellated bezel there, so you can tell if it's on or not. Even when you have it down, a little bit of light will shine through there. You can see also a mild sort of pattern here on the body. Allows you to get a little bit of a grip on it. The Thorfire logo there, the model name over there. You can see this clip here is a kind of a clip-on clip, so it's removable. If you want to take that off, you can. It takes a decent amount of force. It's not likely to come off without you doing it on purpose. But it's pretty firm on there. Not too tough to get off, but pretty firm. And then on the tail here, you can also see it's got these kind of ridges cut into the tail, which make it easy to unscrew. This is where you unscrew to get the battery on and off, and then you can see the tail cap there. Now, because the switch protrudes beyond the tail cap, it's going to be easy to press, but you can't do a tail stand because it'll fall over. So, open it up, and take a look at the inside. You can see the threads there, if I'll focus on them. They're pretty small, but there's several of them, so it's unlikely to come undone on accident. And they're not anodized, so they won't last quite as long, but it will work even if you have the cap slightly loose. Take a look down the tube there. You can see that. You can kind of make out the spring on the other end if it's bright enough, or you can just take my word for it. There's a spring on the other end there. Runs off of a single AAA battery, which I'll insert. It's a very simple operation, completely controlled by this switch in the back. So you can press the switch, and its first mode is its moonlight mode. It's got 3 modes. So you can see this is pretty dim there, and you can also see what I said about being focused. It's got a pretty good hot spot right there for how small it is. It's also got some spill, which you probably can't see very well quite yet. And I'll turn up the brightness. So it's got these 3 modes. I'll back off a little bit so you can tell the difference. There's the moonlight, there's the low, and there's the high. So those are the 3 modes that it has. I'll put it on my hands so you can see the beam pattern a little better. There's the moonlight, the low, and the high. And those are the 3 modes. And to cycle through those 3 modes, you just turn it off and on quickly. I think it's under 2 seconds. And if you leave it off for more than 2 seconds, then it'll come back on in the moonlight mode. So, this is the Thorfire PF01, and if you stick around for just a second, we will take it outside and give it a shot in the dark. Alright, welcome back to Review the Light. We've got the Thorfire PF01 here outside, and we're going to give you a look at how it performs. So, here I've got it in the low mode, and depending on the brightness of your monitor right now, you may or may not be able to see the beam. I can see it pretty well with my eyes here. If I bring it, here you can see it is on. It's just pretty dim that far away. I can see the surface of my garage, and I can, you know, make out things maybe 20 or 30 feet away with it. But it's a pretty good low mode here. So that's the low. Here's the medium, and now you should be able to see the spot at least defined on your monitor. You can tell that using the smaller emitter inside of the small reflector means you still get a decent amount of focusing power. So it's not complete flood, but it is still a fairly large spot at this distance. More of a floodlight, but usable at the mid-range. And then finally, here's the high mode. And you should be able to get a pretty good picture now of how far the spill goes. So if here's the hot spot, there's the edge of the hot spot, and it's phase out, and now we're in the spill region. And that's about the end of the spill region right there, if you can see that. So to my eyes, the spill is pretty well defined, and it gives me definitely enough light to see things close by, out into the mid-range of, I would say, maybe 20 or 30 yards now. So I can still get a good picture of things. I look up into this tree here. With my eyes, I can make out where the beam is in the tree, and if there was something up there, I might be able to see its movement on the screen. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to make that out, but that's the look of the beam. The tint is pretty accurate. It may be slightly warmer than what you see on your screen right now, if it's going to display anything like my camera. But there you go. So this is the Thorfire PF01, and again, if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, I believe, or a like, or whatever YouTube is using now, +1. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great night.